Assalamu alaikum. Today is the 9th day of Ramadan and I'm here in Nairobi, Kenya in the Islamic Relief Office. I have just come back from a field visit to Mogadishu in Somalia and Wajir in northern Kenya. My visit to Mogadishu was something I shall never forget. During my visit to the camps where thousands of internally displaced people are now living, we saw children, elderly mothers at the brink of death. Why? We all know the reasons. This famine and drought that has affected the whole of Eastern Africa is something that we could all see coming. It was predictable. Yet, we weren't able to avoid this disaster. We should have avoided it. We didn't. Those families were still having the dignity and the courage to share the little food they had. It wasn't enough to feed themselves or their families, yet they were sharing it with their friends, with their neighbours, and even strangers. And it goes to show me and others how generous the vulnerable and the poor are. It is really something which I hope we can all replicate. I thought I'd seen the worst in the camps. When we rescued some of the children and took them to hospital, the hospital was even worse. With barely any windows or doors and bursting at the seams, with poor hygiene, the hospital was unable to cope. Islamic Relief is doing what it can by providing medicines, doctors, and rehabilitating parts of the hospital. But more is required. We left Mogadishu and went on to visit Wajir in northern Kenya. Here we saw how with planning, resources, support and access, agencies like Islamic Relief can help save lives. The supplementary feeding and the healthcare that we are offering on the ground has undoubtedly saved thousands of lives. And it's something I hope that we can all now replicate in Somalia and the rest of Eastern Africa. I appeal to you, please do whatever you can to support those who are affected by the drought. And I thank you for your support to date. Assalamu alaikum.